Not that time.
Great ball movement to an open shot to a great shooter, and that's what you like.
Oh, Isaiah Todd right down the middle. He can't throw it down.
Where you can go and what you can do, but it goes to, I guess, being in the NBA bubble where you couldn't do much, and they have a little more freedom in the G League bubble.
Harris, a two-way contract with the Raptors. In fact, he was just recalled by the Raptors following a game last Wednesday, but he's back here for the playoffs.
And now you'll see somebody like Mooney or Stoskis. You're going to see those guys start getting easy baskets. You saw Stoskis get one earlier. Great defense right there.
Jack will trigger in. Again, quiet start for the young guys. Here's one of them, Isaiah Todd in the paint, and boy, they'd love to see
on their side with this initiative.
Well, you yourself famously attended your college graduation during your playing career. Obviously, 13-point game, 4 and change to go here in the second quarter. Todd short on the
is that you have to figure out if you're gonna hit shots, you have to make a play for someone else, because that's a tough no call. That's a tough fit, and he set on the move. Great job. And you're going to need more of that. Now you've gotten the stop. Now you have to come down here and score. There's the big pick and roll to a jump shot, and they're getting
slow start.
And you can see the rest of the team. Everybody now, it's just one-on-one to a bad shot. A triple-double alert.
Hasn't happened in the G League playoffs in 8 years. Here's Isaiah Todd going to work. And it just rims.
And normally you hope that's short or an off shot, but these guys they've been in a rhythm since the beginning of the game. So trying to put out a fire when guys are on 18 points. Ignite had it down to 10 with an opportunity to get under double digits, and Ellison has gone.
Allen's in there to clean it up.
I mean, that's kind of been the story today. The guards are getting into the paint.
Here's Jalen Green, the leading scorer for G League Ignite. Isaiah Todd turning around, and
it's part of his game. It's just how he plays. You can't speed him up, and that's Austin Spurs' place right there.
Isaiah Todd off of one leg, too strong, defended well, and loosen him up.
I would, probably.
You wouldn't go for that. Off the dribble, it's Todd.
Was determined to get to the rim.
Green grabs that rebound. Headman feed to Isaiah Todd. Jack, loose ball, deflected into the backcourt. Jack driving in, and now Todd with his feet set. Cans it through. This is Reynolds on the cut to his weak hand. Ignite has it up by 14. Look away pass underneath the Todd, who slams. That Nix is the one that has the best feel for the game.
Without question.
4 draft eligible prospects. And why do you say that with some?
That's the guy. And if Ignite wants to make this playoff run, that's the guy they got to stop.
Todd off the dribble against Renfro. Wild shot. Nix takes it from Green, so he can take it up the floor. Entry into Todd, turning the corner, laying it in, and
like that.
Jalen Green, last 2 games, 20 points and 22. Responding well after the only game. Isaiah Todd, 4-3. Jack has played 29 minutes with a quarter to go. The vet shouldering the load. Isaiah Todd.
Keeping the ball extremely well. These things can carry over.
Austin coming off of 2 days off. They'll be
hoping to get this type of forced aggression to the rim in the 3rd quarter, where it was much more of a game, but now maybe too little too late.
Rim, no. Reynolds came flying in for an offensive rebound chance. Sprinting is Brown to Todd, who gets denied by Renfro, but Isaiah rips it back.
In the last 4 minutes and anything that goes on Monday and beyond, it's a success for all of these guys.
Isaiah Todd facing the bucket, and I think that this bubble has provided them. And, you know, it's on to 2021, you know, in the sense that, you know, there are 6 McDonald's All-Americans as Todd prospects will be coming through the Ignite pipeline.
And I'm sure whoever they're talking to, they're watching this game and seeing this excitement and seeing
Rio Grande Valley, a loss today and they're out. How do you take those parameters with you into a game?
Well, if I'm the Ignite, if I'm both
out with right knee soreness resulting from an injury yesterday. Ashley's pass somehow makes it to Isaiah Todd. Dacian Nix open for 3. Weak side rebound Todd. Off the pump fake. Can't convert in 1.
That's a familiar name to me, Amani Brooks. He was in our training camp in Atlanta. So we got a high energy. You play hard. Regardless of the ability that you bring, they want your effort to be there, and he has that.
Isaiah Todd, nicely done with the left hand.
3. We've seen that before by a lefty. I mean, he has nothing but confidence. I mean, he's very confident in his game and his ability to score on all levels.
That's a long 2. Might be a tall order for this Ignite team, as they are not efficient at the 3, nor do they take a lot.
You know, it's already out of hand, but you never give yourself a chance to get back in the game.
Ignite has already gone to the line 12 times, and remember that a number of those, I mean, it is the brightest and biggest green light that the Vipers have from the perimeter. Kevin Porter Jr., the reigning player of the week, the league's best scorer, and he has been on.
Experience the iconic style and bold performance in a Cadillac sedan. Reward yourself, then move up to a Cadillac.
Confident that this will be overturned, but every player, I think, in the history of basketball, Vince, and maybe you could attest to this or not, never thinks they have.
It's been great.
Some thoughts on your end?
It's been great, David. You've been great. You've made this easy for me. I was a little worried that
these guys have gotten accustomed to over the course of the last few weeks.
And I think one of the biggest observations or biggest pieces of feedback is Isaiah Todd launching. Ford let you down.
He did.
Nix hanging, finding Todd at the end of
weeks in the G League season, and then also the time they had in training camp is invaluable. They learn terminology, they learn different defensive schemes, they learn what things will. Yeah.
$8:20 to go first half. Todd on the fadeaway, and that has been his game. I didn't think I was going to sway you, but I wanted to just give you another thought that they've tried. Isaiah Todd banks it in, but at passing lane, knocks it away. And he gets the alley-oop from Green. Fitz, step back over the outreached arm of Ashley.
Didn't even look like he had his balance. That wasn't
down the stretch, obviously, in terms of playoff positioning and qualification as Todd lays it in. But then tomorrow really sets up almost a playing in the 2-man game, taking the spot that was occupied by Dante Hall. Emmanuel Terry, the offensive rebound in the stick back.
He's been absolutely terrific so far here in the third quarter, making the most of the minutes he's getting starting this second half, and then Coffee. Yes, he
take part in the NBA dunk contest this weekend on a 2-way deal with the Pacers. Jonathan Kuminga has been 7 Eastern. Golden State just recalling a couple of...
Seems like a lot of confusion out on the court, doesn't there?
I would agree. So I think it's a question of, I mean, we know Knicks is...
Great ball movement by the Clippers. Dribble penetration, extra pass, Ford from the corner. And you can also get good looks. Number one, Ignite's got to stop turning the basketball over. They've got 6 turnovers already for 6 points for Delaware. That's really fuels what they do on the offensive.
I haven't done it yet. Three-pointer missing out of the corner. Dacian Nix, one of the 5 players draft eligible on this Ignite roster. Winner, yeah, trying that one-legged fadeaway off the glass, but wouldn't go this time. Nice hustle by Nix, but Delaware will keep the ball.
You've seen this season.
It's from three-point land. And there's Isaiah Todd knocking one home. He's really been able to up what the...
Stop him and wants to make sure everyone sees. I didn't realize he had the basketball between his knees as well after scoring.
He's been waiting a long time to get this kind of opportunity. Oh, switch of the hands that time for Jalen Green.
That's what we're talking overall. It's a really nice performance for them to get back on track after that 4-game slide.
It's a real young team as well. They have actually Ohio. And my way home, east along I-90, always ran through Erie. So pleasant memories of Erie, Pennsylvania.
For followers, we're building for leaders. Check out ohioisforleaders.com/TV.
The work is only getting started. We passed.
Jayhawk is another word for an osprey, a fish-eating bird of prey.
The osprey.
So there you go. Well,
I live down above water in the top 8 with 3 more games to go.
Yeah, and a very manageable end in sight. You know, this has been a sprint the last couple of weeks, but they only have 3.
Good that and played with the energy to match it, and now we're in the middle of these games, and you know, maybe not as much excitement for Ignite as from the start of this bubble.
And Randolph just a little too strong there, and Todd there for the board.
Good D there by Demp, standing Levi Randolph up, who's a big body. A nice stroke by...
Trying to make it to the next level. The NBA draft coming up. Green defended by a rookie, Broderick Thomas. Now to Isaiah Todd, and drills it. First miss. Now Kuminga floats it to Nix. No look pass to Isaiah Todd. Rim.
Tough athletic finish by Pointer there.
Now to Isaiah Todd. His 3 is good.
He's great in the one-on-one, but it hasn't been from the three-point line. I'm not, well, I wouldn't be surprised at all if Coach Shaw told his guys that, you know, keep them away from that mid-range. And
Todd calls for it. Right into the chest of Richardson, falling away, won't go.
Especially just for a 9-point lead.
Saw Ignite already come back from a 16-point deficit in the first quarter.
Yep.
Todd connects. Ability is when it pops out like that.
Yeah, just not good.
Todd hits a mid-range J. And now can they hang on to a 1-point lead? Jack to Todd. Falling away. Oh! Whoa!
He gets a smaller defender on him and turns and gets an easy 2.
Here's Isaiah Todd trying the 3.
Yeah, so a turnover there and giving up a wide open layup, and Ignite loses their lead right here, getting ready to close the first quarter.
Todd had Elling back to take the lead. They lead it by 3 here to start the second quarter.
Yeah, Salt Lake City stole some of the momentum down the stretch of that first quarter, just taking advantage of turnovers. Yeah, I think that risk is okay based on what we saw on the finish on that drive. But you're right, a lot of talent, and it's great that there's a place for them to display defensively for Ignite.
Three-pointer by Isaiah Todd is too strong, but it's burr in our saddle here, that rule this afternoon. Here's Todd, top of the key, and a good-looking stroke by Isaiah.
Well, I think that's a different dynamic, too, with veterans and young guys, because a veteran might, their coach might be telling them, listen, I don't need you to go out and get 20 points.
Player who Jason March was gushing about as well. A defensive stand by G League Ignite, who was founded in April of 2020, part of the one-year development program for NBA prospects. Back in this one, three-pointer, and it goes down for Isaiah Todd.
Isaiah Todd truly finding his confidence, especially from the perimeter. He didn't shoot all that well in the last game, but
Elemental program path, making $250,000 here playing with the Ignite. To show up in ways like missed shots.
Yeah, Brian Shaw said after their last game, which was the tail end of a back-to-back, he just said, we didn't have any juice, we didn't have legs, and that affects...
I think that would be a nice gift in what's been a trying 14 months for everybody, right?
You know, right?
Zion in the dunk contest. Look at Caver, he had an open look, but he couldn't finish, and here's Kuminga leading the break. Nice feed by Jack, but Todd had it stripped.
I mean, who knows? Why don't I just say yes?
Look at a heads-up play by Isaiah Todd.
Certainly efficient in a limited amount of minutes. Only 12 minutes so far in this game, but 10 points.
Todd is...
Green is there for Isaiah Todd. In and out. Getting it back for the slam. It feels very strategic to have Todd as part of the second unit with the veteran Amir Johnson. Todd on the intended target was Tariq Owens, who just checked in for Long Island. Here's Todd fading away. Perfect start from the floor for Perry. There is Todd. Quick release. Johnson keeps it alive. World of Sports. 15 games for each team during a 25-day regular season. It was a 4-point game. Now it's 8. Todd loves that. Into Johnson. He's doubled. Reggie Hearn a look from deep, too strong. Isaiah Todd denied. The deficit was just 4 for Ignite, but after this Long Island run, it's back to 12.
Saying the thing with him is he's going to need to be more of a playmaker and looking for his teammates more at the NBA level, just due to the talent level. So that's one of his points of emphasis.
And all of them are taking all of it in because this is the best of the best teaching you could get.
There's one of those young guns, Isaiah Todd. He has a really elected 42nd overall. Yeah, that's a wily vet in Lexington.
Definitely.
He puts him up 3. There's Todd. We talked about his shooting stroke.
That's the best part because you knew you had to come ready, so you didn't have nights that you could just take off because it didn't matter who they were. They were going to try their best. They were going to prepare their best. And
McCallum finding Nick Richards, who's having himself a first quarter with 8 points.
And that's an example of what I'm talking about for players finding each other. Movement without the ball, giving their man an outlet pass. Woo, good block. Certain thing that superstars recognize in the NBA. Every night, LeBron is going to get somebody's best shot, but you still have to be productive, and they've done that.
Todd short on the 3.
Best that I hope he's pouring into the young fellas. Beautiful. Watch your head. Woo! Thing he does in the paint is a power-up slam, power-up, power layup. Like, it can't be those little floaters that he ends up missing. Those are supposed to be 2 points.
Right over 10 times. That's led to 12 swarm points.
Yeah, and those are momentum plays. So sometimes it's not even about the turnover. And it's
Riller missing with the left hand. You'll hear coaches say a bad shot is like a turnover, but that is a good shot in 2021.
I like the design of that play that Ignite was trying to get. Hit one of the pinch posts and have the other one dive and see how the defense reacts. But you might not have that athleticism that some of the young guys have, but find ways to be effective, and he's doing that.
Todd from 20.
Be ready. They're preparing to be unprepared in a sense of you never know when your roster is going to change, and that's what you want. So it's like you said, it's a catch-22, Faith, but if you're Greensboro, you need to start now, and that's not going to happen on that block right there.
Nix behind the back to Todd, and that's a foul.
Just knowing that you only have a handful of games. That was a tough pass there by Ridley. You only have a handful of games, and so you want to do well every single game. And Todd.
North. 3-on-1. Todd. Nice block by Carey.
Love that by, again, we talked about it. A top 5 prospect, Kuminga. You can just see flashes and spurts of why he has so much potential. And you can see the Swarm just applying a little bit of three-quarter court pressure, just giving Ignite a different look.
Of course, the G League, the land of experimentation for rules and rules changes.
I like it.
The challenge started at the G League level. Now there's the coaches' challenge.
What say you, Kevin Dana?
I agree. I mean, I don't unfortunately get a chance to watch a whole lot of college basketball, so I can't compare them against a lot of.
James Young missing from 3. You know, I think you should start a team and you just put anybody you want from the G League high off the glass and scoring in transition. Isaiah Todd beating the defense down the floor.
Shooting start for both teams. This has been a fun one to this point.
Jesse Govan has checked in. He kicked to the corner. The run. This is Jalen Green working on a side of the floor with Isaiah Todd. Spinning around. Off the mark.
Feet of space. He's going to knock down more often than not a wide open 3.
Brown turns the corner. Kicking it out to the lanky Todd. He has his shot. A big piece of the 8-0 Westchester run. That came after they surrendered 6 in a row to the NBA, but also the fact that a couple years ago when working out at the 76ers practice facility, which also doubles as the Delaware Blue Coats, had an open look at it, but missed it short. Jared Jack, a feed inside. Isaiah Todd, that turnaround, Kevin, that you
to be asked to score 25 points per game. Now, if you're Fred VanVleet, you're on assignment, and hey, eventually maybe you do score 54 points in a game, in an NBA game. But initially, that's not.
And we started the conversation of today's game before it went sufficiently off the rails, Kevin, about this idea.
50 and 10 team, and you're going to get worked every now and then. And so it's about coming back the next night, and that's the great thing about the NBA. There's always that next game.
Mentioned Nix, you know, he had a game where he didn't play as well as he would have liked to. Green started slow. Now they've passed it around to Kuminga, and we will see how
who is Delaware. And the Blue Coats will be in action tonight, 7 p.m. against Iowa on ESPN+. But we'll see how much longer igniting some separation on the backup 3. Now it's into Todd in the post, using his length, shooting over Holmesley, and that's what you were talking. You wouldn't have known it, but Ignite entered as a better three-point shooting team by percentage. Still waiting for its first one from beyond the arc.
He's throwing birthday parties.
Jalen's birthday was the day before the season.
Missing arguably a year of high school development.
He was the #1 prospect in the ESPN Top 100 in the class, rounding out the officiating crew. Todd through the legs, the hesitation and the fire that Cody Demps has checked in, so too is Isaiah Todd. This is Todd. It'll stay with Ignite. Interesting to watch as these cases are evaluated individually. But he would certainly add, you're complimenting the defense of both teams in the first half, and seems like the help side stayed in the locker room during the break. Pretty tough.
Full length of the court, and then Todd looking, feeling his way. Double team doesn't come. Right hand hook unstoppable. Our family of networks.
Big family. in season from the available player pool. There are a handful of players not assigned to a team, but down at the single site to be available as needed.
Teams that have played 3 games in 4 days. Look a little bit more tired, a little less quick than they did in the first half.
Todd trying to...
I like that the PA announcer is still full throttle, even though there's no crowd in the building.
It's part of the atmosphere for sure that they're... First make of the game was 0 for 6 prior.
Con la ciudad de los equipos originales. Todo este torneo, toda esta mini temporada. ¡Ah, qué buena jugada! En el segundo intento, ahora sí. Vino la respuesta por parte de Alice Johnson para aumentar a 4, para otra vez registrar 2 de ventaja. Desde atrás, buena parábola de Isaiah Todd.
Le faltan 5 minutos en el segundo cuarto, es demasiado, ¿no? Ahí está la explicación y seguramente el coach Shaw, que estamos viendo en pantalla, pues le tendrá muy preocupado. Que
se da la vuelta, se cayó el que lo estaba marcando, era Tyree. Otra vez el reloj de tiro puede ser problema. Terminó resolviendo esa. Han logrado reducir distancias los Raptors. Aquí viene otro intento por parte de Jarrett Jack. Atrás Todd se anima de lejos y la tiene Isaiah Todd. Green. Ya regresó Green. Isaiah Todd con Knight poniéndole una pausa con Dyson Nix. Nix para atrás, está totalmente solo Isaiah Todd.
League squad, and so it feels like one big player development organization in pipeline.
Overtime, there's one for the entire game, and I just feel like overtime's a new game, and you should get a new challenge. That would be my only gripe.
Daisha Nix is checked in as part of this lineup featuring all reserves. Isaiah Todd misses a 3. Shot clock violation. Isaiah Todd, corner 3.
No. That is not the Shaq 4. Don't do that. Don't do that to Moses.
Yeah,
he doesn't deserve that.
I suppose Shaq kind of palmed it a bit more than the actual shooting stroke as Todd puts it in for the foul.
Shameless plug.
It's got to be at least one.
Demon Deacon's in the building. You know, it's only one of us in all of the world, so.
Hey, make it to the NBA and how you just keep plugging away and trying to find the best opportunity for you in that particular moment. Todd couldn't finish it. It was great.
So, you know, obviously it's a bit of an adjustment in terms of the physicality, but that's what I think my biggest observation is from their first game to
Oklahoma City up by 3.
And even Todd, he's a great example of that. Is, you know, we have seen
night. So is Isaiah Todd, the second unit that Brian Shaw rolled with end of the first, early second quarter. There's Todd with a waned by the time he was at the end of his career, so you almost feel like he has a little extra to prove. Chucked one off the glass, went and got it himself. Owagbe. Well, it comes fast and furious. We told you the Ignite.
So you can run certain schemes.
Off the steal, Ignite is running, and another offensive foul against Jarrett Jack and Jeremy Lin.
Big pick and roll to a jump shot, and they're getting, I mean, it's a wide open shot. They're just not making the shots at the clip.
Look at that hang time by Green.
Job done, and what he's doing is just increasing his value, and I'm sure teams are looking at him right now as another guy who could come in.
Your high school team, you had the exact same roster from start to finish. There's Govan right there. The Ignite have gotten the full G League experience.
Green elevating. Swish.
Get in there.
Big Knight got a stop.
And the one thing you're seeing, the Vipers, they're switching up their coverages. You see,
Playoffs begin Monday. We'll start on ESPN2 with games at 1:30 and 3:45 Eastern. Then over to ESPN News at 6 o'clock.
And that'll end it right there on the Cody Demps triple.
A 9-point advantage with under 3 to play in the quarter. Nix lays it in off the feed from Isaiah.
To be a head coach in the NBA, and right now he's enjoying doing this.
A guy that played with Bird. Jack off the window for 2 more. Played against Michael Jordan.
Amir Johnson in the game for the first time for the Ignite. He's wearing number 15. Here's Kuminga. Banking it in.
9-2 Iowa run. Looking for its first win of the season. Inside is Govan. Reggie Hearn throws it up from deep.
You know, Nix was able to turn the corner. Nice pass. Great job not giving up on the play, but Nix was able to.
Passing out. We have about a half minute to go here in the first half. Shot clock at 2. Nix with the hot potato hits the 3.
Raises the iron. That's his first miss. Todd.
I mean, Ignite just turned it on and played like a team that had no tomorrow if they didn't win. And they look like a team who wants to keep.
Don't wait. Save hundreds on stressless comfort at Scandinavian Design.
Okay.
Yeah, again, one of the lone bright spots last game and a disappointing loss to Salt Lake.
Thomas got by the defense. Jack, I mean, he knows when he's making certain comparisons for these young prospects. I mean, you really have to trust his opinion and what he's seeing from them day in and day out. As Todd, thankfully, right. Randolph into the lane, has it blocked by Todd.
Blew it, bouncing off Nix and has it batted out of bounds.
In the final 2 minutes, the free throw rule reverts back to the standard NBA rule. Feels intentional. Long rebound. Taken by Powell. Aggressive off the crossover. Off, Kuminga spinning, leaning in, and a nice finish inside.
A beautiful move to get right to the middle of the floor.
Sí. Sí, ahí entran esa gran cantidad de factores en juego.
Scoring the most, you like that. That's what you want. You want to make him exert some energy on the defensive end, and hopefully to slow him down because he's a little to the help of the bigs, either Johnson or Ellison. And now you'll see somebody like Mooney or Stotskis. You're gonna see they're shooting a 54% from 3. You can't go shot for shot with these guys. You got to get stopped.
There's Morgan, his first.
You know, we talked about earlier is if with the bigs and the Amir Johnson's ability to rebound, you have to get Ignite. I mean, you could see the 905 really took the steam out of the Ignite.
Johnson getting a start today for the first time this year, and he ties it up at 2.
Start by both teams here. Cam Reynolds with a corner. Jay Renfro, big energy guy for Austin, giving Cam Reynolds another chance.
By Kyrie Thomas. Thomas off the handoff. Renfro and the baby hook for Johnson. He's got all 4 for Ignite in this opening quarter. In and out. Offensive rebounds. Reynolds catch and shoot. That He's got 7 along with Todd Johnson with 12. Largest lead for Ignite. Trailed by 7 early. Mathis can really, if Ignite wins, they are in the playoffs. If not, Oklahoma City holds on to the 8th spot. Plenty of time here for Austin in the front court.
Good to see these guys show some excellent fight. Hope to get that same thing if they close this out on Monday.
Cam Reynolds pulls the string and misses too long. Josh Reeves.
See a window to get the ball up. They're letting it fly.
Kevin Porter Jr. pushing the pace. And this is Reeves. They had tied, and he makes the best of it with a one-handed jam.
Yes, he did. That was a great pass, great finish. No, I think you understand why they're doing that. They've been in a bubble for a long time, and I know a lot of these guys have been prepping for that. A great job of recognizing when they're in a zone and hitting the guy in the middle. That's the most important. If you can find that the ball can make it into the center.
Today to stay alive in the playoff hunt. Even with an Ignite win, they would still need some help later tonight to clinch a berth. Another 3 attempted by the Vipers as Ignite returns to its starting 5 of Green, Todd.
Score with these, whether it's getting to the basket for the layup or the dunk, the mid-range or the 3. And he's just...
Rio Grande Valley impressive performance comes without KJ Martin out for the 5th straight game with an ankle injury.
This has certainly been a great experience for them as they prepare for the NBA.
Grantham him to the bubble, so they're finding different ways to use their spare time. Coffee going.
Three-pointer good by Braxton Key, getting some run here. The nephew of Hall of Famer Ralph by Isaiah Todd, the 4th prospect, as Bobby Brown misses from outside. Todd had
to Blakeney. Second chance created by Aaron Epps. Richardson. Quarter. Played every single minute so far. Richardson late in the shot clock steps into a 3.
2's here you can play.
And there's Jalen Green back into the game for the first time in the second quarter. Thomas.
Anton, you can't let him have the open 3. He's most comfortable doing that.
Open look, but it's short.
Still very close to Daisha Nix getting his 10th assist there. Good pass.
Now Richardson.
They put an emphasis on that end of the floor as well.
Here's Tyler Bay, who's had the hot hand. It rims out.
I think they have done an excellent job. 14 assists so far on 26 made buckets, but they're finding their teammates. In this short G League season than I've had all year. Like, he is getting creative in the double. Really figure out what you have to do in terms of protocols and contact tracing and all those things. Dem scored on the other end just a moment ago, but they've made it work.
18 years old. He committed to go to Michigan, a 5-star recruit. As if Michigan, currently the number 3 team in college basketball,
made it a priority. And they're still disrupting Ignite, even when they're not creating turnovers to offense. They are sure that you know where the defense is. Like there, Todd looked like he did not know the defender was on the baseline. It's up to your teammates to say, look out, like that.
Nix behind a screen. Is that not only are these guys the real deal, but that scouts and front offices have liked seeing these guys go against pros on an NBA court with NBA rules.
At college, she was with San Antonio.
The Nets, an organization, the Long Island Nets, an organization that...
Long Island had a day off yesterday. And definitely at times looking like the fresher team. Name out after competing in the combines and then ultimately left the Bulldogs after his sophomore year.
The sculpted Schofield for a deep 3.
That's where players like a Jarrett Jack that's where their value is seen.
Just a great addition to Ignite, Jared.
I'm telling Amir Johnson, no, but seriously, he's playing so well, and he's not doing anything other than being fundamentally sound.
Roberson, it should be a fun one.
That's going to be a good one.
Cannot wait. Delaware with Paul Reed and Jared Brownridge. They're a lot of fun. And then Austin with Cam. Tyus, when he was on assignment with the Idaho Stampede, he was a killer in the G League.
They definitely need it from somewhere, so I think it can be done as a collective effort until you're able to get your guys, Jalen Green and the
Green's up to 7 points.
There he goes. I mean, and he's not settling now. I thought he was settling for the jump shot. I'll take that one. That's my bad.
The announcer jinx, right?
Yeah, I'll take that one. That's my bad.
Here's Peyton all the way to the cup, and there is Stauskas, a little two-man game, takes it all the way. Ellenson there to clear.
Seven off the Knicks assist.
Nice look by Knicks again with that feel for the...
Raises the iron. That's his first miss. Todd for Bobby Brown. I mean, everybody on the Ignite side, I mean,
kind of engaged and locked into the game early instead of just getting into your one guy and just seeing him go to work. You're seeing everybody really in the NBA or around the world now.
Jalen Green makes the free throw. He's just 19 years old, so born after your NBA debut. One free throw worth two for Kevin Porter Jr.
Right, but no lead is safe if you're if you're a team like the Vipers that shoots
for sure
39 threes.
9 of 10 from the field. And that's a blocking foul, sending Fitz to the line. Type of scenario. Battling with Lakeland for the...
Missed the layup, though, and contested offensive rebound for Ivan Rabb. Played a couple of years, Cal Berkeley. Quarantine. There's that speed from Bone. Didn't result in two. Nick's pass is stolen. But the counterbalance is the game ends. What did Connor Johnson tell us? About a 10-minute ride to...
Yeah, again, one of the lone bright spots last game and a disappointing loss to Salt Lake.
Thomas got by the defense on Amir Johnson. Now it's Pointer one-on-one with Todd. And a good...
Ratified that.
That's that muscle memory from a 14-year vet.
Yep.
Blakeney around the defense. Jack, I mean, he knows when he's making certain comparisons for these young prospects. I mean, you really have to trust his opinion and what he's saying from them day in and day out. As Todd, thankfully, right. Randolph into the lane, has it blocked by Todd.
Vertical is strong, but he's also got more upper body strength than he may look. It's very deceiving.
Good
possessions, and Brian Shaw mentioned this when it comes to Kuminga's growth, where he's got to let the ball come back to him. He's got to give it up and let it come back.
3 on the way by Caver, and rebound by Nix, who tries to go the other way. Outstanding without him. As the bucket goes down for Jaleel Tripp, but Todd
with the Nets. And also a place where he mentored current Long Island net Jeremiah Martin, who is on a two-way deal with Brooklyn last year. And when we talk about him being, in high school in that scouting report, we're talking last year, of course.
By Todd. We'd like to see Ignite move the ball around a little bit better. Coming off of a game, nice drive. Coming off a game where Ignite had 34.
Shoulder there, little baby hook for Johnson. A couple of quick field goals. Schofield.
They're built different. What are these kids eating?
Yeah, I know. The breakfast of champions for Dacian Nix.
Goodness.
Roberson on the drop.
Play before. It wasn't a turnover, but they had them shoot a bad shot at the end of the shot clock. To me, that's like a turnover.
Now 0 for 2. Schofield quick attack off the catch and earns himself.
Very little that distinguishes roster spots 15, 16, and 17 from the top. Largest lead at 7 for Ignite. Zylan Cheatham. $16 lead changes in this one, the majority of those coming in the opening.
Cerradísimo, pero son los Warriors los que están adelante por 2 unidades nada más. Aquí se dio la vuelta y 3.
Imagínate, y una cuarta parte son de Knicks, que tiene 6, ¿no? Más de una cuarta parte, de hecho. Ha dado un partidazo en ofensiva, pero bueno, es de las cosas que tiene que desarrollar.
He's 0 of 4 from the fields. 5th offensive rebound leads to another chance, and Randall's opportunity.
Jeremy Lin against Isaiah Todd, who stayed in front of him nicely. Wards him off, late shot clock, nice. Poole against Todd and Jordan.
Left-handed drive. Stauskas wanted a foul, doesn't get it, and there is the active Alizé stretch.
And Kevin, just like I mentioned, you see in the ball, like you know Johnson right here. I mean, he's gonna get to the back, giving these kids an opportunity to make a little money. You know, once they you hope finish high school, and if they don't have any.
Todd short on the 3.
We're seeing the difference in offenses right now. The ball is flowing for the 905, and watching film, stats, just learning about these young men and what they've done and accomplished. And you know, that app has been great. And I kind of like this move. Ignite are going smaller, and which I think you will see now on the guy.
Bobby Brown has it taken away by Stauskas, who goes the other way, and Stauskas loses the handle.
Is off the rim, and Johnson, the 2 longtime NBA veterans, start tonight for Brian Shaw. React to having their backs against the wall and their season on the line.
Exactly.
Renfro, what does it say about Amir that he has come to play in a way that he has?
Yeah. That says something for one, but Brian Shaw starting like Amir Johnson is right now. Dante Hall, who you mentioned earlier, was doing the exact same thing, except his with dunks.
Higher in this second half, a 34-20 third quarter. Quindary Weatherspoon back up with it.
What a pass by Cody Dimps there. These two are former teammates with the Stockton Kings and looking like they played together, right? I mean, Ignite just turned it on and played like a team that had no tomorrow if they didn't win. And they look like a team who wants to keep.
So just play the same style we've been playing. Don't do anything different. Don't go outside of our offense or your ability.
Mismatch for Jordan Ford. Knocking it down.
In the third quarter. I mean, I know Jalen Green's got hot, but you can't completely forget about Isaiah Todd.
Really struggled in the bubble so far, including Michael Frazier, who was 12 for 50 in the opening 11 games. Coming up with 3 big ones.
More energy by Canton right now.
Dotson accelerates. Couldn't finish. Okay.
Yeah, again, one of the lone bright spots last game and a disappointing loss to Salt Lake.
Thomas got by the defense. Thomas thought about it.
Yep.
Now gives it up. Demps on an island, holds his ground, but Thomas hammers it home with his time in the NBA.
Yeah, what a career, and to play with so many great players. And he himself was a very good player. That's why he was on those teams.
Jack, I mean, he knows when he's making certain comparisons for these young prospects. I mean, you really have to trust his opinion and what he's seeing from them day in and day out. As Todd, thankfully, right. Yeah, I quickly knew in those first days of practice that he wasn't going to be with us long.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Mack attacks Mark there. Now Richardson off the dribble, going at Kuminga. Couldn't lay it in one-on-one with Nix. Kicks it back out to Sheldon Mack. Trying to attack Green. One-on-one with him. Banked it in, and the back to Green. And had his pass stolen away. Broderick Thomas in the open floor, going for the poster. Randolph into the lane, has it blocked by Todd.
Off the drive, it's Josh Green. Blew it, bouncing off Nix and has it batted out of bounds. 24-point game with 2:30 to go. Oh, what a fabulous move by Marcus Green.
Gallup inside. Richards has trouble handling it.
Nix doing Nix things.
Crash in the glass. Schofield into the corner. Nice drive. Riller second side.
Here in the G League, and now has really been a savior for some people in some games.
Lofted inside to carry. No. Tap.
Feels intentional. Long rebounds. Taken by Powell. Aggressive off the crossover. Jared Harper finding Tyler Hall.
I mean, when you look at the option of the G League that these young guys have chosen over going to college, I mean, that's the advantage. You're getting coached by...
Erie is number 2 in assist to turnover ratio. Erie's got 8 assists, 1 turnover. I think the uncle distinction might belong already to Reggie Hearn. They call Uncle Reggie. Marshall wants to go end to end, and the long strides for Briscoe, but the Let's lead at 7 for Ignite. Zylan Cheatham and Cook cleans it up. That's Charlie Brown.
And from 3 and from the free throw line as well. I just feel like he's playing to his strengths, which a lot of times you just tell guys, you know, just
second quarter off the bench, misfiring from deep. Canyon Barry could not hit.
El entrenador en jefe de los Raptors. Así que dos paisanos hoy en la duela. Parecía que se equivocaba.
Vemos que yo necesito ver un poco más la muestra para tomar una decisión de si me gusta o no esta idea.
Arriba de Gary Payton. Y a ver si esa gran jugada de Payton atrás puede terminar en puntos también para los Raptors por el mismo Payton. Poner al Ignite a 1 cuando vamos a entrar al último minuto de juego en esta primera mitad. Vino la respuesta por
a little to the help of the bigs, either it's Johnson or Ellison, and now you'll see somebody like Mooney or Stotts. You're gonna see them is shooting the 3 with ease right now, and feeling good about himself. So yeah, you have to make these guys defend.
For Bobby Brown, I mean, everybody on the Ignite side, I mean.
No, I think you understand why they're doing that. They've been in a bubble for a long time, and I know a lot of these guys have been prepping for that. Score with ease, whether it's getting to the basket for the layup or the dunk, the mid-range or the 3, and he's just
not the same. Available in-store and at harrys.com.
Did you know that every single flush flings odors onto your soft surfaces?
Quarantine. There's that speed from Bone. Didn't result in 2. Nick's pass is stolen, getting his team back going, because obviously they still, even at 7 and 5 after the loss today, still above water in the top 8.
Quarter. Played every single minute so far. Richardson late in the shot clock steps into a 3.
2 here you can play.
And there's Jalen Green back into the game for the first time in the second quarter. Thomas. Down Amir Johnson. Now it's Pointer one-on-one with Todd. And a good...
Ratified that.
That's that muscle memory from a 14-year vet.
Yeah.
Blakeney around the defense.
Still very close to Daisha Nix getting his 10th assist there. Good pass.
Now Richardson. Randolph into the lane, has it blocked by Todd.
In this short G League season than I've had all year. Like, he is getting creative in the gobble.
3 on the way by Caver, and rebound by Nix, who tries to go the other way. Outstanding without him. As the bucket goes down for Jaleel Tripp. But Todd
the day, 2 games behind Delaware in the standings, but in a playoff position as the 5th seed.
Play before, it wasn't a turnover, but they had them shoot a bad shot at the end of the shot clock. To me, that's like a turnover.
Lock in on one particular player.
And there are some smaller lineups for Erie today because they're missing a couple of their big players. So everyone, or is he a splash uncle? David, that's the question.
You know, they
37.
They nickname him. 16 lead changes in this one. The majority of those coming in the opening.
Por no decir desesperación también en algunos casos. Jalen Harris. Cerradísimo, pero son los Warriors los que están adelante por 2 unidades nada más. Aquí se dio la vuelta.
Jeremy Lin against Isaiah Todd, who stayed in front of him nicely. Wards him off, late shot clock, nice.
Largest lead for Ignite. Trailed by 7 early. Mathis can really college. She was with San Antonio.
The Nets, an organization, the Long Island Nets, an organization that
back on a point. This idea that Nix should be a college freshman. He could be, because now there's this new option. I don't even score well in pickup games, so I do complain about lack of foul calls, though.
Con menos de 44 segundos por jugar. Harris en la respuesta de los Raptors. Muy bien, encontró Harris.
The quality of player doesn't drop off too much, right, from first to second team?
Yeah, coaches were saying it's like having 2 first-team groups on your roster.
Score in the post. You like that. That's what you want. You want to make him exert some energy on the defensive end and hopefully to slow him down because they definitely need it from somewhere. So I think it can be done as a collective effort until you're able to get the guys, Jalen Green and the... I'll take that one. That's my bad.
The announcer jinx, right?
Yeah, I'll take that one. That's my bad.
Here's Peyton all the way to the cup, and there is... Stauskas, a little 2-man game, takes it all the way. Ellenson there to clean.
Into double figures, he's got 12. Bounce pass and the roll for 7 off the Knicks assist.
Nice look by Nix again with that feel for the...
Raises the iron. That's his first miss. Todd.
Don't wait. Save hundreds on stressless comfort at Scandinavian Design.
1,000 purchase allowance on 2021 Cadillac CT4 and CT5. Plus, current eligible non-GM owners get an additional $750 purchase allowance.
Foul called off.
Did you say you had a theory?
Well, I had a thought to present to you because I know you're not so into this. And he was scoreless at the break. Todd into the passing lane, knocks it away.
And he went to set the screen for Jalen Green. He sprinted into it, which is a lot harder to defend than a guy who just loafs to get over there. Then he had a hard roll. Then he held his position.
Did you play when you played?
I was a post, darn it.
Oh, okay. Anyone ever describe you as lanky? Him to the bubble, so they're finding different ways to use their spare time. Coffee going to... Trying to break the 3rd tie of the
feed back in, and Robinson connecting from outside.
And then on the other side, Delaware's shooting 65%, so Ignite has not been able to...
By Isaiah Todd, the 4th prospect, as Bobby Brown misses from outside. Todd had...
Okay. Yeah, again, one of the lone bright spots last game and a disappointing loss to Salt Lake.
Thomas got by the defense.
Always pumped up to play Ignite, but even more so now if they need a win.
Thomas floats it in. Bolden working against Todd. Jack, I mean, he knows When he's making certain comparisons for these young prospects, I mean, you really have to trust his opinion and what he's seeing from them day in and day out. As Todd, thankfully,
you know, they put an emphasis on that end of the floor as well.
Here's Tyler Bay, who's had the hot hand. It rims out.
Really figure out what you have to do in terms of protocols and contact tracing and all those things. Dem scored on the other end just a moment ago, but they've made it work.
18 years old. He committed to go to Michigan, a 5-star recruit. As if Michigan, currently the number 3 team in college basketball.
Vertical is strong, but he's also got more upper body strength than he may look. It's very deceiving.
Good sec. Blew it, bouncing off Nix and has it batted out of bounds in our last commercial break. This is the 5th game in 8 days for this Ignite team, and it's bound to show up in ways like this.
Is strong, and people that he still stays in contact with and beyond.
By Todd, we'd like to see Ignite move the ball around a little bit better, coming off of a game, nice drive, coming off a game where Ignite had 34.
Jeremiah Martin on the dish to Perry. Name out after competing in the combines and then ultimately left the Bulldogs after his sophomore year. In the final 2 minutes, the free throw rule reverts back to the standard NBA rule.
Of course, Jones and Shamanich both on full NBA roster deals with San Antonio, and they've been very impressive.
It's where players like a Jarrett Jack, that's where their value is seen.
Just a great addition to Ignite, Jared. He has the length to where if he's going to, take that turnaround where he's falling away, you can't get to it if you're a defender.
Payton ahora de regreso en la duela para los Raptors, que tratan de tomar ventaja, aunque la perdió ahí al final.
Poole against Todd and Jordan. Many of those in that big second quarter Ignite run. Now building a 20-point lead. For those who are new to the G League, I know.
Did you say you had a theory?
Well, I had a thought to present to you because I know you're not so into this. And he was scoreless at the break. Todd into the passing lane, knocks it away.
And back you down and have a little post game as well.
So you think Todd's built a little bit more solid?
That's not been on your geographic docket? Well, at one point, I was living in Cleveland, Ohio, and my weight
is strong, and people that he still stays in contact with and beyond. And when we talk about him being, in high school in that scouting report, we're talking last year, of course.
Payton ahora de regreso en la duela para los Raptors, que tratan de tomar ventaja, aunque la perdió ahí al final.